This day, celebrated once every year, brings together individuals from diverse and distinguished backgrounds, united by a shared purpose. Each year, this occasion honors individuals and organizations who have made significant contributions towards the betterment of the weaker and vulnerable sections of society. Madras School of Social Work, in its endeavor to carry forward Mary CLUBWALA Jadhav's legacy and in honor of her memory, has been conducting the Mary CLUBWALA Jadhav Endowment Lecture series annually. A very good morning to everyone present here and to those watching the live stream from the KN George Hall. With immense pride, gratitude, and joy, I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guests, distinguished dignitaries, faculty members, and students to the prestigious Mary CLUBWALA Jadhav Endowment Lecture and the Mary CLUBWALA Jadhav Award for Humanitarian Services 2025. It is my great pleasure to introduce the theme for this year's lecture and award, Environmental Conservation. I now request everyone to kindly stand for the Tamil Thai Valthu and remain standing for the college song.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டனிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. We now come to one of the most significant moments of today's program, the lighting of the CLUBWALA, symbolizing knowledge, hope, and a meaningful beginning. I kindly invite the following dignitaries to come forward. Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, founder of Environmentalist Foundation of India. Mr. K. A. Matthew, Honorable President of Madras School of Social Work. Dr. R. Nataraj, IPS retired. Mr. K. John Sakaria, Honorable Finance Director. Dr. S. Raja Samuel, Principal, and our Dean, Dr. R. Subhashini. I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. Dr. S. Raja Samuel, our esteemed principal, with over 2 decades of experience as a dedicated educator, our principal is a beacon of academic leadership. With great honor, I invite you, sir, to address the gathering.
A very good morning to all of you. It's indeed a delight to welcome all of you for this very important and significant event for Madras School of Social Work, the 30th Mary CLUBWALA Endowment Lecture, and also the award of the MCJ Award for Humanitarian Services for the year 2025. Today is a moment of remembering the great contribution of our founder, Mrs. Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV, the doyen of social work and an inspiration for generations. She was instrumental in starting more than 150 organizations to deliver social welfare services, and she was a true inspiration during her times, and her legacy continues through the institution she created, one of the professional institutions she created, which is Madras School of Social Work. And I think she's a great role model for all the students and the faculty and all the extended family members, including alumni of Madras School of Social Work, who follow her ideals. In the core purpose of social work, the mission of social work is to serve society and to create professionals who can serve society across domains in various locations across the world. And today in particular, this lecture was instituted to remember a legacy. And it's not only listening to a kind of intellectual lecture, but also reflecting a social commitment. So this year we have selected environment as the theme. And today we are deeply honored to have with us Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, founder of the Environmentalist Foundation of India, who has mobilized thousands of volunteers and transformed hundreds of lakes and water bodies. This morning I just asked the count, it's 650 plus lakes and water bodies. And if you traverse across Chennai, you will see the work of Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy and the Environmental Foundation of India in various places. I just reminisced and recollected some of the sites I've seen, places that I've visited, which EFI has a footprint. And I think his work reminds us that commitment, participation of the community, volunteerism, and a scientific approach to conservation can really bear results and fruits. A very, very warm welcome to you, sir. And today, we are equally proud to honor an organization and an individual by awarding them the MCJ Award for Humanitarian Services 2025. Mr. Bal Pandian, who's here. He is fondly known as the Birdman of Kundam Kulam. It's a place in Tirunelveli. He, along with his wife, Vallitai, late Vallitai, proved very instrumental in providing the right environment and taking care of the migratory birds that used to visit the lake bodies, the water bodies there. And his attempt at protecting the biodiversity and the fragile ecosystem there proved tremendously beneficial, and it improved the number of birds in that area. So we are really honored to welcome you. And we are also joined by representatives from Thuvakkam, an NGO. We are joined by Mr. Dinesh Kumar. Please come out. Please come on stage. Come on, please. Mr. Dinesh Kumar is the secretary of Thuvakkam, an NGO, which was started by our own alumnus Krishna Kumar. Now, over the past decade, they have been very instrumental in working for nature conservation in terms of rejuvenating parks. You must have heard about the concept of Miyawaki parks and urban forestry kind of ventures. So, Thuvakkam has engaged deeply in these aspects, and they have restored certain areas. They're also very instrumental in educating communities as well as youngsters on environmental restoration and sustainable development, and they are primarily driven by volunteers. Now today we are seeing here personalities, and these awardees also embody the spirit of Mrs. Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV, whom we are celebrating today, which is to the people, for the people, and by the people. So with this, I also am delighted to welcome our own chairman, Mr. K. Matthew, and our secretary, Dr. R. Nataraj, and our treasurer, Mr. John Sekaria, who, as the executive committee of this organization, are the prime drivers for initiatives like this. In fact, year on year from 2012, we have been observing this Mary CLUBWALA lecture as well as the award for humanitarian services, primarily through the efforts of this very important persons in our organization. A warm welcome to you. And we are also joined today by our Dean, Dr. Subhashini, who is the coordinator of this entire program and the award function, as well as the scrutiny of the applications for the award and so on. And we are also joined by the Joint Secretary of Thuvakkam and staff of Thuvakkam. And a very warm welcome to all the heads of departments who have joined here, and the faculty members and the students and guests and members of the press, if any. So Today will be a great day to pick up some lessons on not only environment and conservation, but also the spirit of volunteering and how each one of us individually can contribute to this effort of improving society in some way or the other. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. With utmost privilege, I welcome Mr. K.A. Matthew, our Honorable President, a distinguished retired officer of the Indian Administrative Service. With a lifetime dedicated to public service and governance, his leadership continues to inspire excellency and integrity. So over to you for the presidential address.
Thank you. Dignitaries are on the stage and off the stage. This CLUBWALA JADHAV lecture is actually a ritual and a ceremony which we observe without fail every year. One of the ways in which we reinforce the memory of this great soul among the next generation is this process of referring to her, remembering her, and paying tribute to her memory. Every year, as Dr. Raja Samuel explained, we choose a particular field in social work and identify a person or an organization or both who have made significant contributions in that field and recognize their performance. And we also select a person who is an eminent authority in that field to give a lecture. That is how the rationale of this function today. Actually, about CLUBWALA JADHAV, every time we have a function, we refer to her. How, in fact, Mr. Krishnamurthy, when we were sitting here, was asking me about this lady. He looked at the photograph and said, she looks like Mrs. Indira Gandhi. I said, Indira Gandhi was a personal friend of CLUBWALA JADHAV. In fact, CLUBWALA was honored with a couple of Padma Awards during the time of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. And when CLUBWALA JADHAV passed away, she referred to her demise as a loss to the nation. So that is the personality. She is the sole reason for our existence as an entity. That's about our founder. Now, suppose you wake up one day to a world where breathable air is a luxury, or I mean, when you say breathable, the good air is a luxury, or when you say that drinking water is scanty, or when you say there is not enough food for us, if you imagine that scenario, I'm not referring to one of the Netflix movies. This is something which can happen, which is happening. The actual signals for this calamity is almost here. You are watching it. A couple of months back, in the month of December, the AQI, the air quality index of Delhi, had gone so abysmally low that many of the people who could afford, rich people, they went abroad. They went to Switzerland, they went to Europe. The other middle class people, some of them I know a couple of cases where infants could not breathe. The just born babies found it very difficult to breathe. So they went to Simla. And some of my friends, they came to Chennai. They are from Chennai but settled in Delhi. So first they said, Arayar, this is the month of December, the month of music, so we have come to enjoy the music season. Over a cup of tea, they divulged. Arayar, breathe panave mudiyillange, adinale vandate. So this is happening. And yesterday's paper, or day before yesterday's paper, contained a news item where a badminton athlete from Belgium refused to come to Delhi to play. He said, I don't care. I'm willing to pay a fine. And he has to pay $5,000 as a fine for absenting himself. But then he said, the health of my lungs is more important to me than winning a game. This is the situation. See, the environment is not separate from us. It is actually the very system that sustains the human civilization. Every breath that we take depends on stable atmospheric conditions. Every meal that we eat, it depends on fertile soil and the predictable climate conditions. You know, the farmer knows when to sow the seed because the rain comes and soaks the earth, and the earth is ready to receive the seed, and the seed germinates, season changes, and it's time to harvest. There is a particular rhythm. If this rhythm, if this balance of nature is affected, then you have a danger, you have a calamity waiting for you. In fact, there is a beautiful poem which says, every drop of rain that falls on the earth is actually a love letter from heaven to the earth. And every flower that blooms on the earth is the goosebumps that the earth reacts to as a reaction to the love letter. What I mean is, without the climate, there is no existence for us. If there is a disorder, if there is an imbalance in the climatic conditions, then you are in for quite a lot of your whole health goes, your systems go away, your food becomes scarce, a whole lot of things do happen. And another thing is, the species, all the species here is the part of an ecosystem which sustains the universe, sustains the world. If the bees are not there, there is no pollination. I read somewhere that because of the number of bees have come down because of the mobile towers. I don't know how far it is scientifically true, but we have a whole lot of rays traveling now, interfering with a whole lot of things, natural rhythm. So when the bees are not there, cross-pollination does not happen, fruits become scarce, a whole lot of things happen. In fact, species. Even today, there are people who live in the forest. You have heard of the Andaman Nicobar tribals, the Javaras, the Sentinels, who refuse to come out and come to. If there is, and the current scheme of Adani is to clear the Andaman Nicobar Islands and establish something there. Good. Hundreds and thousands of trees will be cut, and it will be quite an impactful thing as far as we need forests. Oceans absorb carbon dioxide, forests regulate the temperature. There is a particular ecosystem that we need in order to survive here. If it is not there, we have a problem. You see, in the pursuit of rapid development, we all need it, we all need development, agreed, we need progress, but it has to be in a sustainable manner. See, we have a training academy for administrators in Missouri. When we were trained there, it was a beautiful place, right on the foothills of Himalayas, near Dehradun. the hills form the backdrop of the building. It's wonderful to be there. There is a sweet fragrance of the pines and deodars in the atmosphere. Snow falls if you are lucky. It's beautiful. We go back occasionally to the academy for a conference or for some meeting. Last time when I was there, I was quite surprised to see that the trees are cut, the roads, the hills are disappearing in terms of development. This development has a price to pay, and that price is going to be really, really heavy on the next generation. See, why go to Missouri or Simla? Simla is another thing. Simla used to be the summer capital of the British people when they were here. It was a quaint, old, nice town. But if you go to Simla, now you cannot drive up. The whole thing is in shambles. Why go to those places? Go to Kodaikanal, or go to Ooty, or go to any of those beautiful places which used to be examples of pristine beauty of nature. See, at the beginning of my career, I was sub-collector in part of Madurai district where this place, Kodaikanal, was there. We used to drive up for work almost every weekend. Taking a walk around the lake in the early morning when there are no crowds, it was really a very nice experience. You feel communion with nature. But today, you people who go there will realize what a sort of shambles it is there. And when you drive up, and then another thing in terms of development, what we do, before you reach Kodaikanal, there was a place, I don't remember the name of the village. There was a factory for Hindustan Liver had organized, a multinational Hindustan Liver had a factory for thermometers. Mercury is a component of that. It leached so much into the soil, the water. It was closed down in 2001. Still remedial measures are going on. And for our own thing, I told you that the examples of the breathing freely becoming a luxury, or for the question of water, drinking water becoming scarce and a commodity. See, I grew up in a state where there are 44 rivers. We learned swimming in the river, and learning swimming in the river, like learning cycling on the road, you fall down at least once in a while when you learn cycling, no? So while learning to swim, you drink quite a lot of river water, but nothing happened to us. And when we grew up, our parents told us to drink boiled water. Okay, now we all drink mineralized water in plastic cups. It is becoming a commodity. It is $1 million industry now, drinking water. So things are going to be really bad. And if you look at the way the rivers are dying, the Falguni River in Mangaluru, Chaliyar River in Kerala, our lakes and rivers near Tirupur, all are dead. Why? Our own Kuvam River, which used to be a transportation point a few decades back. People used to travel by boat. So this is what is happening to the earth. So it's a very difficult thing to refer. You see, I don't want to take much of time. I think Arun Krishnamurthy will be talking to you because he's a practitioner, but I just want to end my words with a quote. We did not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrowed it from our children. So it is our duty to give it back to the children or to the next generation without damage, preserved. And these people, Arun Krishnamurthy, Pal Pandian, Wakam people, all these people are the people who do something about it to keep the environment safe, to keep the earth, the planet safe. A lot of thought had gone into in taking environment as the theme of the year, because you are going to be the policy makers tomorrow, the professionals tomorrow, the leaders tomorrow. We want you to be aware of what is happening to the environment and be aware of it so that you do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts on nature and highlighting the significance and importance of this event. Among our midst, we have a distinguished guest who will be delivering the MCJ Endowment Lecture today. And now I invite Dr. A. Enoch, Head of Department of Social Work, to formally introduce the speaker to this esteemed gathering.
Very good morning to one and all present here. Before we read Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy's profile, we must first understand the extent to which the role of environmental defenders is challenging, dangerous and often risky. Okay? The environmental defenders frequently work in complex and hostile environment where they confront powerful interests such as corporations, illegal mining groups, land mafias and even political actors. This work may expose them to threats, harassment, legal intimidation, physical violence and social isolation, threats, harassment, financial insecurity also. In many parts of the world, they face criminalization, wrongful arrests or attacks simply for protecting natural resources, indigenous rights and community livelihoods. The challenges are not only physical but also emotional, psychological. Continuous pressure, uncertainty and fear can significantly impact their mental well-being. According to the report, Decade of Defiance, published by Global Witness, revealed that at least 2,253 environmental defenders killed globally between 2012 to 2024. In that, around 33 to 40% of them are indigenous people. Also in 2021, around 200 environmental defenders were killed. Nearly 4 deaths every week, and among them were 14 Indians. There have also been instances where government officials and activists who have raised their voices against illegal sand mining and environmental destructions have faced severe threats. Despite these risks, environmental defenders continue their work with courage, resilience, and deep commitment to sustainability and justice. Understanding these realities helps us better appreciate the dedication, sacrifice, and strength required in this field before we explore Mr. Arun's contributions. With this significant note, now I am privileged to introduce Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, a distinguished Indian environmental activist and conservationist, widely recognized for his leadership in restoring India's natural water ecosystems. Mr. Krishnamurthy is the founder of the Environmentalist Foundations of India. It's called EFI, a non-profit organization based in Chennai that has inspired thousands of volunteers and successfully restored and cleaned hundreds of lakes, ponds and water bodies across India. Arun's journey began with a passion for nature and biodiversity, which took root in Chennai. Mr. Krishnamurthy completed his education in microbiology and mass communication and worked in Google. He made the bold choice to leave corporate life and dedicate himself entirely to environmental restoration and his leadership. EFI has mobilized youth, communities, and organizations to take hands-on action conserving fresh water resources. Arun's work has earned his national and international honors, including Rolex Award for Enterprise, the Jane Goodall Institute Global Youth Leadership Award, and recognition as a Time Magazine Next Generation Leader. His efforts have been acknowledged. Mon Ki Baat for his impactful lake and pond conservation campaigns. Arun has also delivered numerous TEDx talks, keynote sessions on environment, youth mobilizations, traditional water management practices, and sustainable living. Apart from his on-ground work, He uses documentaries, community outreach, and educational programs to deepen public awareness about ecological sustainability. In such a challenging context, Mr. Krishnamurthy's work stands as a powerful example of courage, commitment. Rather than remaining a silent observer, he chose to step forward and fight for the protection of our environment. Join me in welcoming Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, someone who did not wait for change but chose to create it. Welcome, sir.
Vanakkam, Namaste. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, especially in a campus that is dedicated for social work. And what an honor to be with the awardees who've done so much on the field. It's like Dr. Enoch was reading my mind. I'll ask you this question. Kuvam River, on the floodplains of the Kuvam River, on its foreshore embankment, there is an encroached piece of government land for, let's say, last 20 years. This government land, it's been encroached. Now, finally, with tech and a lot of governance related policy changes, as a democratic system, we are able to now identify this encroachment, remove the encroachment, which is not related to any livelihood. It is just somebody greedy who's holding on to large tracts of public land, which is causing flooding in a certain region. So removal of this structure is important so that this land can be protected as a natural reserve. So you go remove the encroachment, of course, with conviction and a lot of support from government. It takes you 3 years to undo something which has been happening for almost 20 years. And then you clean up the land, you level the land, you dig a pond, and you build a nice little wall to protect. And then 2 days later you realize there are truckloads of garbage and debris that's being brought because the election is just 50 days away now. And then the zonal chairman there decides, no, we need a stadium here. Why a stadium on the floodplains of Kuvam? And when you ask this question, your mother, your sister, your wife, everybody gets abused verbally, yes? And then comes the next question as to which corporate is funding you, why are you trying to take that land? Then we want to politely inform them, neither my mother, wife or sister are interested in whatever you're stating, that's not who they are. Nor am I interested in taking money from the corporate. For me, this city matters. For us, floods matter. For us, the river matters. And we are people who are genuinely interested in looking at one tree grow, some butterfly come sit on it, some dragonfly be there, and more. This is the reality. And these men definitely have the money, the muscle, and more than that, they have the aura around them that they're indispensable. But let me politely remind you one thing. They cannot stand a chance, especially in front of people like her. 150 institutions. Let me tell you, EFI is 19 and a half years old, 20th year in operations. It is so damn difficult in honest truth to set up something, run it, and execute something on field. It's very, very easy to, I was a student of MCC, and that's where this whole sudden spark came in, because when I was mostly your age, I don't know how old you all are, assuming that you're all between 17 to 21. In my UG days, when we were sitting in a conference hall like this, we had a lecture series on climate change. Somebody flew in from Norway, stayed in an air-conditioned hall, was drinking a frozen bottle of Aquafina water, because Aquafina was the trend back then, and then went on to stage, had a OHP slide presentation in which he spoke about how airline industry is most polluting, and forgetting the fact that he flew from somewhere, transcontinental, and how we should not consume from plastic bottle when he just took a sip from a plastic bottle. And then spoke about chlorofluorocarbons. You belong to the generation of climate change, global warming, etc. Climate action, climate anxiety, those are the words. In my time, it was the ozone layer is getting depleted, chlorofluorocarbons, and those were the key words, that apocalyptic end. And for us, it was 2012. 2012, the world was going to end. Yeah. And 2012, especially if you're a student in 2012, most of us didn't even prepare for the exam, assuming that the world would end. But nothing happened. Nothing happened but for a very sad Hollywood movie, substandard Hollywood movie that came by. So this man is on and on and on about chlorofluorocarbons, ozone layer, He spoke about how there is a certain meat industry which is producing so much, and I was personal witness to what he ate. Yeah, this is where human hypocrisy is at its best. Yeah, you and I are worried about some politician illegally mining sand from the Kaveri, from Tenpenayar. Of course we are worried, but who's using that sand to build their homes? Yeah, you and I are worried about the marbles and the granites being excavated, mined from Rajasthan, but we are the ones who proudly show off, this marble is from Belgium, this marble is from Rajasthan, and more. You and I are supremely disgusted when somebody drives their Thar into the deserts in Ladakh, the cold deserts in Ladakh. You and I are supremely disgusted when somebody ceremoniously dumps garbage into a river or an ocean. But when you and I do it, it's absolutely okay. Yeah? And this is where human hypocrisy hurts. A lot of people walk up to me. See, I'm a regular, normal human being. Yeah? I've been sick for 3 weeks. I've been sick for 3 weeks primarily because of the kind of work we do and the places we go to. And this is not leaving me, rightly pointed, right? The lungs are choked, you're tired, your body aches. But then what it simply hurts is, how can such a large population not be worried about all the damage that's happening all around? When you talk about a lake or a pond restoration, the first things first everybody asks us is, will there be a walking track around this? Can we have solar lights? I don't know what this fetish about solar lights is. Yeah, why do you need lights? You're not going to anyway swim in that lake after 6 o'clock. Just leave the lake alone. Yeah, no, we need solar lights. We need paved footpath. We need stone benches. We need an arch which reads the name of the lake. Can't you know that it's a lake? Why do you need a name? Yeah. What about all the money that gets wasted in putting all this infrastructure around? And the best part of it, I love Velacheri, I love Tambram, I love Korkupet. You need the I love symbols. Not one individual walks up to me and tells me, once the lake is restored, can I drink water from it? No. Lake is a water source. Lake is not a recreational spot. Where are our priorities? Yes? Are we ever worried about drinking water from that lake? No. Coastal city. We live in a coastal city, a city of 1,000+ water bodies. 3 rivers, Kosastalayar, Kuvam, Adayar. What a magical landscape. I fall in love with Chennai every single time I even think about this city, for the simple reason that there are these 3 rivers, all 3 rivers connected by a beautiful canal, not just a single canal, multiple streams. You go to Virugambakam, there is a canal. You come to Nandanam, there is a canal. You come to Muduchur, there is a canal. Waterways all around. You blindfold somebody, airlift them, drop them in any geo coordinate in the city. All that they have to do is walk 900 meters to 1,200 meters in any direction. They will hit a water body. It would either be a pond, it would be a lake, it would be a marsh, it would be a river, it would be a canal that's connecting these rivers. We are India's water capital. Yes, and any time somebody talks about Chennai, what is the first video they play? They'll definitely play this video where they show Kapaleshwara temple, then immediately they have to balance it with Santom church. Then they'll show you one dosa, they'll show you one filter coffee frothing, they'll have to show Rajinikanth, they have to show an auto, they have to show the central station building, and that's all. And of course, நிறைய பெருசா போட்டு வச்சு பூ விக்கிற ஒரு அக்கா. Yeah, இது வந்து standard template. I'm telling you, if there are residents, students here who are from outside of Chennai, this is not Chennai. Chennai is the 3 rivers, the beautiful marsh. We're a city of lakes, ponds. We're the city of palm trees. We're the city of black bucks. We're the city. Black buck is a deer species, with Salman Khan shot, so that you know. Every reference has to be related to movies. Every reference has to be related to cricket. Nothing can be genuinely out there which is just nature information. We're a city of birds. From the flamingo to the grey pelican to the pied kingfisher to the barn owls, we're a city of several birds. அவங்க வந்து கூந்தன்குளம்ல இருந்து வந்திருக்காங்க பாத்தீங்களா, அவங்களுக்கு போட்டி கொடுக்குற அளவுக்கு நம்ம ஊர்ல பறவைகள் இருக்கு. இவரெல்லாம் நம்ம ஊர்ல இருந்திருந்தா இன்னும் எங்கேயோ போயிருப்பார். ஏன்னா அங்க இருக்கிறத விட இங்க நிறைய பேர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. But look at what we've done to Chennai. This is a city that's given us education, jobs. Yes, it's given us so much money, that we've taken from nature here. Why does that car manufacturer from Germany come to Chennai? Is it because you and I are the best set of people who can work, who know how to make cars? They come here because we have water. They come here because we have land. They come here because we have a port, we have an airport. They come here because you and I, whatever be it, we speak a certain decent amount of English. They come here because you and I, wearing a tag for a certain multinational corporation, would work our life out without asking a question whether it's work-life balance, whether it's whatever. All that we need is one particular group hug, one selfie, one screaming, one cake, and then like done. We have somewhere deep within forgotten ourselves. There's a beautiful bird called the great Indian bustard, the heaviest flying bird in the world. This bird is 12 to 15 kg high, heavy, and this bird was supposed to become our national bird. Lost in the race simply because English not being our native tongue, the word bustard, we'll replace it with, as it is, we are very abusive people. So we'll replace that U with an A, and then it will become an international embarrassment. So they said, no, let's go with the peafowl or the peacock. Yeah, okay, well, good. There's no race between peafowl or the bustard to become our national, but they don't give a damn. Yeah, but this bird then lost. This bird is almost like a highway contractor, hates trees. Okay, because this bird can't fly high. This bird has to fly shallow. Loves grasslands. And what is a grassland to you and me? A grassland to you and me is probably in this current generation and era where we go watch this song. It has Mr. Rajinikanth and Miss Gautami. Superstar யாருன்னு கேட்டா அந்த பாட்டு கண்டிப்பா பாருங்க. இந்த பாட்டுல they both will be dancing and பின்னாடி வந்து இந்த confetti போட்டுட்டே இருப்பாங்க. Shola grasslands of Ooty. And this movie I'm sure came out in the 1980s. Yes. எவ்வளோ pollution. இதெல்லாம் கேட்கவே முடியாதா? Why can't we question? Why are we actually consumers of entertainment that's polluting? Why are we consumers of any product that is contaminating, polluting? Why are we consumers of any act that is contaminating, polluting? And why is it handful of few people's responsibility that they have to undo the mistakes of 1.4 billion people? It is impossible for whether it's EFI or Tuvakam to, or you name the organizations, okay, it doesn't even matter. இவங்கெல்லாம் உயிரோடு இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் துவக்கம் இருக்கும், அடுத்த ஜெனரேஷன் நான் இன்னும் ஒரு 10 பேர் இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் EFI இருக்கும், தென் புதுசாக ஒரு ஆர்கனைசேஷன் வரும். When is the larger population going to actually take the responsibility, and where do I have the opportunity to present this case than in a place like this? Because every time we go to any university, any college, I give you a piece of paper and a pencil and I ask you to draw something about nature. What would you draw? You'll draw a hill, you'll draw a stream, you'll put a coconut tree, you'll put a V-shaped bird, you'll put a butterfly. Under that coconut tree, you'll put a triangular house. And if you're a little bit more artistic, you'll draw stick figurines of your father, mother, the loved ones. And you'll have a sun which is rising or setting behind that hill. Do we have any of this? Despite having all of this in the natural habitat, how are we using it? Being in the coastal city, how many of us know to swim in the ocean? How many of us actually have gone canoeing? How many of us have used our natural habitats, whether it's the hills or more, to trek without the validation that we seek in the form of a photograph or a video? How many of us are physically fit to be out there? Nature conservation is no choice, it's no compulsion, it's common sense. And the earth doesn't need any saving. Let me be 100% clear about this. You all know it. We need protection from fellow human beings on this planet. So many lives. The great Indian bustard, hardly 80 or 90 left. And it gives me sleepless nights to think that this bird would very well become extinct in the next few years. Ethana species, even before proper scientific documentation, is gone. ஒரு லேக் ஒரு குளம் எடுத்து பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா nobody cares about the kind of berry bearing, nectar bearing, fruit bearing vegetation and the life that these vegetation would support, and then the further dependent life cycle, which is a beautiful system and a setup. Hydrogeomorphology என்னவா இருக்கும்? ஹைட்ரோனா என்ன? தண்ணி. ஜியோனா என்ன? earth. மார்ஃபாலஜினா என்ன? structural integrity. Hydrogeomorphology என்ன? The time, place and seasonality when earth and water meet. When does this happen? It happens when it rains. Where will water flow from a higher elevation to a deeper depression? இதெல்லாம் பேசிக்ஸ்ங்க. இதுக்கு we don't have to be engineers. இதெல்லாம் புரியாம if we are just going to dump everything everywhere, we're just going to construct, and all that we always want is glass loaded buildings, na? That's actually not what we want if given a choice and an option. Yeah, irrespective of whatever your self confidence level is and what you think of your own body. If the Kuvam was clean, wouldn't you want to swim in it if you knew swimming? Or wouldn't you like to go canoeing in it? If the ocean was not so scary in our heads as it's been perceived, wouldn't you like to swim in it? Wouldn't you like to surf in it? Number kita dolphins irukku, Indo-Pacific humpback dolphin. As early as yesterday morning, we spotted dolphins standing right at the Arubadai Murugan Temple beach in Besant Nagar. Sea turtle nesting season ippo. இவ்வளோ விஷயம் இருக்கிற ஊரில் திருப்பியும் ரஜினிகாந்த் ஃபில்டர் காஃபி ஆர் என்ன ஐ எம் டெல்லிங் யூ சம்திங் வாட் ஐ எம் பீங் ஃபெட் இன் த இன்டர்நெட் disgust me, because no offense, okay, but why are we taking so much interest in cricket and movies and politics? Now everybody, my business is cephology, okay, and people forget that I'm an environmentalist. They talk to me, you were Jacob Arara and the actor Jacob Arara. I don't care, I really don't care, because அவங்க AQI பற்றி சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா, நம்ம ஏரும் ஈக்குவலி பொல்யூட்டட், ஜஸ்ட் தட் நம்ம ஓஷன் பக்கத்தில் இருக்கோம், காற்று வந்து எல்லாத்தையும் தள்ளிடும். தாம்பரம், அரக்கோணம், வேலூர், அப்படியே பெங்களூர் வரைக்கும் ஆல் ஆர் பொல்யூட்டட் ஏர் கோஸ் இன். இதெல்லாம் ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு புரிய வச்சுட்டு டு கெட் யூ டு பி பார்ட் ஆஃப் all the efforts on field, it's supremely tiring, demotivating, and also it's a wonderful opportunity to learn. And if you look at the positives of it, there's no better work than nature work. I'll tell you why. The minute you go dig that lake, you remove all the filth and contamination. Before any human being goes there, one tiny little blade of grass would pop. How? Nobody knows. இப்போ நாங்கள்லாம் குழி தோண்டி மரம் வச்சுடுறோமே, நாங்கள் என்ன டெய்லி அந்த மரத்தை உட்காந்து தடவி கொடுத்தா வளர்க்குறோம்? ஒன்றுமே கிடையாது. ட்ரிப் இரிகேஷன் போடுறோம், உரம் போடுறோம், அவ்வளோதான். It is that trees work that's making the difference. Once you dig that pit, it rains. நான் குளத்தை வெட்ட தான் செஞ்சேன். Now I didn't bring rains. Nature did all the work. All that we have to do is surrender to nature's plan. Understand nature. This is where situational leadership is crucial. And who better than MCJ to give us a living example of situational leadership, right? And I am thoroughly impressed and moved. இங்கே வரத்துக்கு முன்னாடிலாம் my thing was, I've come to MSSW before. Many of you have interned with us. Many of you have actually come. And a lot of you have sent me 1,000 emails for certificate. My certificate has no value. Don't ask for certificates. These certificates are a big scam. Forget it. Come for an experience. Be out there. Whether it's the Great Indian Bustard or the black buck or that blade of grass or that lake or pond or that hill, the minerals that are getting looted, the ocean that's getting contaminated. And before we point our fingers at Modi, Rahul Gandhi, Stalin and Edappadi or Vijay, forget all these people for once. Think about what you are doing to your own self. How you are prepared, because you're what, 20, you'll definitely live until 70, 80, 90, whatever. You have to survive on the face of this planet for the next 50 years, 60 years. Do you have the water skills? Do you have the temperature skills? Do you know how to grow your own food? These are definite things you should focus on. அவையார் அழகா ஒன்று பாடி வச்சிருந்தாங்க, கான மயிலாட வான்கோழியும் தன் ரெக்கையை விரித்ததாம் அப்படின்னு. தமிழ் ஆர்வம்லாம் இருக்கிற நிறைய பேர் உடனே என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா, மயிலை பார்த்துட்டு வான்கோழி ரெக்கை கிடையவே கிடையாது. கான மயில்னா வந்து இந்த கிரேட் இண்டியன் பஸ்டர்ட், கான மயில்னா கிரேட் இண்டியன் பஸ்டர்ட். அவையார் வந்து கிரேட் இண்டியன் பஸ்டர்டை பற்றி தான் பாட்டு எழுதி வச்சுட்டு போனாங்க. Our literature, whether it's Bhojpuri, Marathi, Gujarati, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, has all of this. Go deep into it. And don't worry, wait for any validation. Nobody in the internet has to call you birdman, lake man, whatever man. Rubbish. We are just tools in the hands of nature, and we're just doing whatever we can. Nature takes over. And what a brilliant experience that it is. That's what I wish for every single one of you. இதே அவையார் வந்து இங்கேருந்து நீங்கள் விழுப்புரம் போகிற வழியில் ஆன் த ஹைவே தேர்ஸ் அ நைஸ் லிட்டில் ஹைவே போர்ட் விச் ரீட்ஸ் 10 பசையார்னு. இந்த ஊருக்கு ஏன் இந்த பேர் வந்தது அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் யோசிச்சு பார்த்தீங்க, உள்ளூரில் போய் கேட்டிங்க அப்படின்னா பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஸ்டோரி. அவையார் வந்து ஷீ இஸ் வாக்கிங் that large tracts of land, she is moving from place to place, seriously hungry, wants to eat something, is not able to grab a bite anywhere. Then she looks at this lake and a well, she starts drinking water. The water is so delicious, and then she just drinks so much water that her hunger sufficed. பசியார தண்ணி குடிச்சதுனால தென்பெண்ணையார் பக்கத்துல இருந்ததுனால அந்த ஊருக்கு தென்பசையாருன்னு பேர் வச்சாங்க. இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப brilliant situational leadership and nature based living கான examples from our forefathers, foremothers. காளிங்கராயன் என்ன பண்ணாருன்னு போய் பாருங்க படிங்க. பங்காரதொத்தி என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னு போய் பாருங்க படிங்க. Stepwells of Gujarat, Rajasthan, look at what magnificent structures they are. And whether it's the Chambal Valley, whether it's the Siang, there is stories from Arunachal to Andamans, from Ladakh to Lakshadweep. You don't have to look for inspiration outside of this country. India still survives simply purely on the basis that this land is spiritual in more ways than one. It's not because of its people. We've only abused, exploited, and we have been so bloody greedy, except for a few people like her who have actually left a legacy behind. In this lecture, my request to you is, don't ask a question about why somebody else is wrong. Probably you should start looking for an answer as to how you're going to be right. Please step out there to explore. When you explore, you'll experience a few things. When you experience, that is when you would evolve. Evolution is a process that's not going to stop. How we evolve is grooming that we can give our own selves. To all my dear friends who are here, you belong to a wonderful institution which has produced some brilliant people who are out there making a difference, and I'm sure you will do the same. My wish and my prayers are for good health, stable mind, and a lot of learning, so that you be the change maker, because every single crowd can be divided into three: 1, 9, and a 90. Where 1 is the percentage of a proactive crowd that can think and initiate and ideate. 90 is a reactive crowd which could segregate right from wrong. 90 is an innocent, ignorant population that would just blindly believe in anything and everything that's being told. You decide if you want to be the 1 and the 9, because we have a large 90, including me, waiting to be guided by some good people who will put value and sense. Think about lakes, ponds, rivers, mountains, the elephants, the rhinos, the whales, the whale sharks, the dolphins, the sea cow. Yes, the varying kinds of landscapes and ecology that this country holds, and how you and I can be part of the solution, not the problem. I'm thoroughly excited about being here today, especially being given this honor to felicitate these wonderful people who are doing some phenomenal work, and to your institution for many, many years to continue to inspire young population. Do not clap for me. I didn't come here for that. Please do step out. Let's do some real work. Jai Hind.
Nature is truly a priceless gift bestowed upon us. Whether we choose to cherish it or carelessly discard it is entirely in our hands. Thank you, sir, for everything you are doing for this country. We are genuinely inspired not only by your work, but also by the depth of thought and purpose behind each of your efforts. Many things that should come naturally to us as responsible human beings often need to be reminded and reinforced so that we truly understand its importance. Thank you for being so honest and direct in helping us confront serious issues, especially those moments where we unknowingly become hypocritical in our actions. Your words have provoked us to reflect deeply and introspect. In what ways are we truly protecting Mother Nature? It is indeed a question we must all consider, whether we allow nature to follow its course and embrace it with gratitude, or whether we continue to destroy it and still complain about the consequences. Thank you once again, sir. I now request Dr. R. Nataraj, IPS, retired, and Mr. Raja S. Samuel, Principal of Madras School of Social Work, to felicitate Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy. Thank you, sir. And with that, we come now. And with that, I invite Dr. R. Nataraj, retired IPS officer, known for his unwavering commitment to public service, to grace the gathering with his valuable reflections.
எல்லோருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கங்கள். Esteemed dignitaries on the stage and off the stage, and my dear students, esteemed faculty members, we were treated to a very blunt lecture talk by Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, and I'm sure it has shook us totally from a deep slumber, I must say, in every sense of the word, and even without him asking us not to clap, and we remained silent. Maybe we would have, even if we had not asked that, because that was so thought-provoking. It is very hard. Ultimately, it is we who are responsible for what is there, the plight of the nature, the things which are happening, which should not happen the way it is happening. All those things we have to take responsibility. Unless we all talk together, work together, and also ask questions, raise questions. We never ask questions. Like he's quoted an incident, and nobody asks a question. Everybody is, we are so tolerant. That's what I was telling him. We are very tolerant to all the things which are taking place. The corruption, the mismanagement, lack of governance, wherever, every part of the country, we are so tolerant. We are so tolerant unless we ask questions. And he very rightly said, one generation has to go, then only things will be better. I mean, it is for you youngsters to take that lead, to ensure that we have a very good environment. And as our president rightly said, we have not inherited, we have borrowed from our generation, and not hand over just like that. We have to hand over with the due interest. Without interest, the borrowing has no meaning. So we have to give with a lot of interest and improve the place from whatever we inherited. That is the theme of this. And of course, Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV, she lived up to that particular example, and the way she has done service, taken up service as a motto, and established an institution of this grandeur, and we are all benefited by this. And Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy to have taken up this kind of environment protection, to work for the community, is indeed commendable. After all, we all run after money, we all run after position, run after fame. All those things are there. But at a young age, to have taken up this challenge to preserve the water body, not only preserve water body, augment the water bodies everywhere, and also ensure that the water body is not a dump yard for garbage. This is what is happening. Any open space we see, we just dump. In fact, it's well said that we sweep the floor in our house and take it and drop it in front of our house. The garbage lies on the road. This is what is happening. In fact, we did a lot of work with the Tuvakam people, and also with the Arun Krishnamurthy in waste management. In fact, Mr. Ismail is one of the important advisors for Tuvakam, and we did a lot of work when I was Commissioner of Police here in waste management, in segregating waste, what is biodegradable, reusable, and non-biodegradable. All those things, we did all that. Ultimately, what happened, we gave buckets, separate buckets, the colored buckets, green, blue, and black, to the people, and ensure that it is all properly segregated. But nothing happened. But the buckets remained there, and everything was dumped in one. Or even if it is separated, the person who comes and collects, he mixes everything and becomes again one big bundle of garbage. It's a very huge challenge. Unless we are all involved in it, it is impossible to do it. And the kind of work he has done in water conservation is something very huge. Very rightly said that Chennai is a very beautiful water body. And imagine in 1980s we had water scarcity, and we always talk about water scarcity in Chennai. We are bringing water from Veeranam Lake, becomes a very big issue. It is dragged on for nearly about 20-30 years before it got finally implemented in 2005. All because Chennai and Netherlands are the two cities in the world which have their maximum number of lakes. In fact, Chennai is called City of Lakes. If you see the maps of 18th century, 19th century, Chennai is full of lakes. And he rightly said that it's a beautiful Kosastale River coming from the Eastern Ghats, drained from the Eastern Ghats in the north, and you have the Kuvam River, and you have the Adayar River in the south, and interlinked by the Buckingham Canal. Buckingham Canal, incidentally, was built because there was a poverty. There was famine in Chennai. Just as to give work to people, this 200 kilometers of Buckingham Canal was built. But what a beautiful water body. It can be like Venice. Our city can be like Venice. And whereas we are crying for water. And we are not conserving water. That's a very big thing. In fact, one statistic says 33% of the water, rainwater, only we conserve. That's சொல்லுவாங்க மழை நீர் மனிதர்களுடைய குடலுக்கு செல்ல வேண்டும் ஆனால் கடலுக்கு செல்கிறது. நம்ம குடலுக்கு போகாமல் கடலுக்கு போகிறது. இதுதான் முக்கியம். 33% is what we are saving. Not saving. Incidentally, it gets saved. But the rest of it is just goes to the sea. So this is what is happening. And unless we take initiative, in fact, with Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy and Shekhar, we worked for water conservation in Mylapore constituency when I was MLA there. We dug deep wells. And when I asked the corporation that we have to dig wells so that the water, because they were very busy building the rainwater canals so that it gets drained to the sea. I said, what's the point? Let us dig wells in wherever you have the waterlogging problem in that area. Dig deep wells so that water gets to the ground and the groundwater gets charged. And we asked for an estimate, and they gave an estimate of 20 lakhs. When I asked Mr. Shekhar and Krishnamurthy, they said it can be done in 5 lakhs. It can be done in 5 lakhs. And we did that in all the places, and of course local people also, the resident welfare associations, they also chipped in, and we built a lot of these tanks so that in those areas we don't get this kind of waterlogging problem. And we also energized the temple lakes like Kapali Temple or Keshav Parwal Temple. Those lakes we energized with this kind of initiative, and rainwater was saved. So everywhere, every bit of us, if we do this kind of initiative, definitely there will be a change. There will be a change. In fact, Arun Krishnamurthy's work is a phenomenal work. Though of course he underplays what he is doing, it's a phenomenal work. And our Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned this is Man Ki Baat in 2022 about the work that he has done. And over about, at that time he said 150 lakes. Now I am told 650 lakes he has, water bodies he has restored and cleaned up. It's a very big initiative. It's an ongoing process. So to sacrifice, not sacrifice, to give your time for society is a very big thing. And people like Arun Krishnamurthy should be celebrated. There's an inspiration. They are inspiration. So we are very thankful to you for having come today and given this lecture. It was such a extempore and to the heart, coming to our heart, and ஒரு இடி இடிச்ச மாதிரி இருக்கு. எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு இடி இடிச்ச மாதிரி இருக்குது. நிச்சயமாக இதற்கு ஒரு மாற்றம் நாமும் சேர்ந்து கொண்டு வர வேண்டும். அதை நீங்கள் மிக அழகாக தெளிவாக சொன்னீர்கள். And see, I served in Tirunelveli district way back in 1978. So at that time, we used to, of course, from Palangote to Nagarkoil, there is a beautiful village called Moonradaipu. And Moonradaipu, there are 2-3 trees on the road. And seasonally, you used to see huge pelicans. See, the tree is a very small tree, not many branches, or not many leaves. But these huge fellows will be sitting on that. It's quite a sight to see. And I stopped and asked the villagers. Villagers said, sir, we worship these flamingo pelicans which come here. But of course, unfortunately now, Paul Pandyan says that Moonradaipu is not there. Everybody, all the birds have shifted to Kudangulam. It's a good thing that he is also inspired by Salim Ali, the great ornithologist, who said without birds, without bees, as our president rightly said, human race will vanish. Unless you have the birds and the bees, it's very important for our own human race survival. They are important. So otherwise we lose. And Krishnamurthy rightly pointed out how air quality in Chennai is also equally getting bad. And thanks to the ocean, thanks to the Bay of Bengal, we are getting this purified. So this is a challenge for all of us. And the preservation of birds is a wonderful work. A very ordinary person from a village. These are the people who have to be celebrated, like Paul Pandian. How he has devoted his life, entire life, to protecting the birds and also creating awareness among the people and also educating the children, because they will hit stones, they will do all kinds of things. So telling them about these birds, not only that, and organizing excursions of schools, children coming and learning. It's very, very important. Unless we do this, the society will not get enriched. This is very, very crucial, the work that he is doing and work that Tuvakkam is doing. Tuvakkam, I don't know how they manage to get volunteers, because you can give everything. If you ask some people, they will say, write a check, okay, so much donation for this, or okay, I will say a good word about you. But who will give time? Who will give their time? That's a very, very important. Nera dhanam irukku, romba kashtam. So they have motivated people to get so many volunteers. I am told in the last 11 years, nearly about 44,000 volunteers are involved in Tuvakkam's the whole gamut of work. And also they have given nearly 1.5 lakh hours, man hours they have given for society. That's another very big thing. And this has impacted over 7.5 lakhs lives. So these are all very important things. And their focus is on greening the environment and also humanity, helping poor people, helping those who are physically challenged. We just forget about them. They are all very important. All these people. And also education, involving the students in ensuring that they get this awareness. So this awareness campaign they have done. So Tuvakkam in a very, very short 10 years time, they have done achieved so much. Miyawaki forest, they did in Kottuppuram. I wanted them to do in along the canal somewhere, but they said that the canal is not, that the area is not conducive for this kind of a forest. Anyway, they do a lot of things on tree plantation, greening the environment. It's very important what they have done. And our institution, Madras School of Social Work, has rewarded itself by rewarding them, by recognizing them. It's a very great thing. And in fact, we call for nominations from public for this award, but also we see what is happening in society and also identify people who are really working. And Paul Pandian is one. Our Vice President, Mr. Tanu, he was the one who identified him. He said he should be awarded for this reward, and that is why we are here with Paul Pandian here. So identifying people and then celebrating them, that gives a kind of indication how the society is mature. If the society does not celebrate its heroes, then the society will vanish. So that way, our institution is second to none in ensuring that people who have to be rewarded are properly rewarded, recognized. So I congratulate the management for this great initiative. And also, I should pay encomiums to all of you for having chosen service as a career. Service as a career you have chosen. It's a very big thing. You think about yourself. Ultimately, you're going to serve society. You're going to be in shoulder to shoulder with Krishnamurti, people like Krishnamurti and Paul Pandian. It's a very great thing. Again, once again, congratulate all of you. And also congratulate the awardees and, of course, our management for having organized this. May Godspeed in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And with that, we come to the conclusion of MCJ Endowment Lecture. Thank you all for your patience and attention and wholehearted cooperation throughout the session so far. We now move on to the second part of today's program, the Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV Award Ceremony. The MCJ Award for Humanitarian Services was instituted during the Diamond Jubilee celebration of MSSW in the year 2012. Since its inception, the prestigious award has been conferred annually upon individuals and organizations who have made significant contributions towards the betterment of the weaker and vulnerable sections of society. To help us understand the significance and legacy of this award, I now call upon Dr. J.S. Gunavati, Associate Professor, Department of Social Work, to present a brief overview of the MCJ Award.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure to present an overview of the Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV Award for Humanitarian Service, also known as the MCJ Award. The MCJ Award seeks to encourage humanitarian service by recognizing outstanding contributions to social service by individuals and organizations. MCJ Award for Humanitarian Service was instituted as part of the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Madras School of Social Work in 2012. The award comprises of a cash award of ₹1 lakh and a citation and a certificate. Each year, a theme or focus area for humanitarian service is identified by the college and a call for nominations is circulated. A selection committee scrutinizes all the nominations and identifies the MCJ awardee. This year, the thrust area of the MCJ award is environment, with special emphasis on community-related initiatives. Of the number of nominations received, this year's awardees include Mr. Bal Pandian and the NGO Tuakam. Hearty congratulations. Thank you.
I now request Ms. Maria Jerome, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Work, to introduce Mr. Bal Pandian, aka the Birdman of Kundakulam.
Good morning, everyone. As I'm introducing the awardee, some of his works will be displayed. You can have a look at them. Respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, teaching and non-teaching faculty, and my dear students. Today, we are gathered here to honor a person whose life reads like a hymn to nature. A man whose footsteps trace to the paths of hundreds and thousands of wings. One who listens not only to rustle of leaves, but also to the silent whispers of life itself. He is Mr. Bal Pandian, affectionately known as the Birdman of Kundankulam, a name that resonates not merely as a title, but as a testament to a lifetime of sacrifice, stewardship, and profound love for the avian world. Born in the rustic heartland of Kundankulam, in Tirunelveli district, Mr. Bal Pandian, as a young boy wandering the wetlands alongside his father and brothers, discovered his true calling among the water birds. For more than 3 decades, he has devoted his life to the protection of thousands of resident and migratory birds that graced his sacred landscape each year. With quiet devotion and unwavering vigilance, he watches over breeding grounds, shields nests from harm, and nurtures orphaned chicks back to life with a tenderness that words can scarcely capture. Mr. Bal Pandian's journey is defined by his steadfast commitment, a daily discipline of rising before dawn, observing and recording nature's rhythms, and ensuring that every winged visitor finds sanctuary in Kundankulam. Today, we honor a guardian of silent wings, a humble steward of nature, and a beacon of hope for all life that shares this fragile earth. திரு பால் பாண்டியன் அவர்களை பற்றிய ஒரு சிறு அறிமுகம். திரு பால் பாண்டியன் அவர்கள் திருநெல்வேலி மாவட்டத்தில் விவசாய குடும்பத்தை சார்ந்த பெற்றோருக்கு 14 குழந்தைகளில் கடைசி குழந்தையாய் பிறந்ததால் அவருக்கு அன்புடன் பால் பாண்டி என்று அவர் பெற்றோர் பெயரிட்டுள்ளனர். அன்புடன் அவருக்கு பால் பாண்டி என்ற செல்லமாக பெயரிட்டுள்ளனர். அவருக்கு இந்த பறவைகள் மீது இந்த அதீத பிரியம் எப்படி இருந்தது என்பது எனக்கு ஒரு ஆவல். அவரிடம் எவ்வாறு அவருக்கு பறவை மனிதன் என்ற பெயர் வந்த காரணத்தை நான் கேட்டேன். அவர் கூறிய ஒரு நிகழ்வு, அவர் 10வது பயின்று கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது ஒரு நாள் வயல்வெளியில் வேலை செய்வதற்கு ஆட்கள் குறைவாக இருந்ததால் அவருடைய அண்ணன் அவரை அழைத்து உதவி செய்ய அழைத்திருக்கின்றார். அப்பொழுது பள்ளிக்கூடம் செல்ல மிகுந்த ஆர்வமாக இருந்த திரு பால்பாண்டி அவர்கள் வயல்வெளிக்கு செல்ல மறுத்திருக்கின்றார். ஆயினும் அண்ணனுடைய கட்டாயத்தினால் அவர் அங்கு சென்றிருக்கிறார். அங்கே நிகழ்ந்த நிகழ்வு என்னவெனில், அவர் ஒரு மரத்தடியில் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் பொழுது மரக்கிளையில் இருந்த கூட்டிலிருந்து 3 பறவை குஞ்சுகள் கீழே தவறி விழுந்திருக்கிறது. அதை அவர் கண்டபொழுது அவருடைய மனம் மிகுந்த துயரத்திற்கு ஆளாகி இருக்கிறது. அதில் ஒரு பறவையின் சிறகு உடைந்து இருந்தது, மற்றொரு பறவையின் கால்கள் உடைந்திருந்தது, 3வது பறவை அடிப்பட்ட மயக்கத்திலும் பசி மயக்கத்திலும் அங்கே விழுந்திருக்கிறது. ஸோ இதை பார்த்த பொழுது உடனடியாக அந்த 3 பறவைகளுக்கும் உதவ அவர் முன் வந்திருக்கிறார். அவ்வாறே அவர்களுக்கு தேவையான உணவு கொடுத்து, மீன் பக்கத்தில் உள்ள நீர்நிலையிலிருந்து மீன் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து உணவு கொடுத்திருக்கிறார். அடிப்பட்ட காயத்தை ஆற்றி இருக்கிறார். அந்த பறவைகளுக்கு வேண்டிய சேவைகளை செய்தும் இருக்கிறார். அந்த பறவைகள் அன்று பறந்து சென்றிருந்தால் அது அவருடைய வாழ்வின் ஒரு சாதாரண நிகழ்வாக இருந்திருக்கும். ஆனால் மாறாக திரு பால்பாண்டியன் அவர்களை விட்டு அகலாமல் அவள் செல்கின்ற இடமெல்லாம் அது சுற்றி திரிந்திருக்கிறது. அவர்கள் கால்கள் கிடையவே தொடர்ந்து வந்து கொண்டிருந்தது. இதை பார்த்த அவருக்கு ஒரே ஆச்சரியமாக போய்விட்டது. இந்த பறவைகள் ஏதோ நமக்கு சொல்ல நினைக்கிறது, என்னவாக இருக்கும்? அவர் யோசித்து பார்க்கும் பொழுது அவருக்கு ஒரு சிந்தனை. ஒரு மரக்கிளையில் உள்ள கூட்டிலிருந்தே 3 பறவைகள் இப்படி தவறி விழுந்து அடிபட்டு இருக்கிறது என்றால், தன்னுடைய தோட்டத்தில் உள்ள எத்தனையோ மரத்தில் கூடுகள் கட்டியிருக்கும் பறவைகளுக்கு இதய நிலைமை ஏற்பட்டிருக்கலாம் என்று அவருக்கு தோன்றியது. தினமும் பள்ளிக்கூடத்திற்கு மிதிவண்டியில் சென்று கொண்டிருந்த திரு பால்பாண்டி அவர்கள் அன்றிலிருந்து மிதிவண்டியில் செல்வதை தவிர்த்து வயல்வெளி வழியாகவே பள்ளிக்கூடத்திற்கு சென்றிருக்கிறார். அப்படி வயல்வெளி வழியாக செல்லும் பொழுது ஒவ்வொரு நேரமும் அவர் இந்த மாதிரி மரத்திலிருந்து ஏதாவது பறவை விழுந்திருக்குமா, அதற்கு அடிபட்டு இருக்குமா, ஏதாவது உதவி தேவைப்படுமா என்று தன்னுடைய வாழ்க்கை பயணத்தை அன்று அவர் தொடங்கியிருக்கிறார். ஸோ இதை யோசித்து பார்க்கும்போது இது எப்படி நிகழ்ந்திருக்கும் அப்படின்னு யோசிக்கும் போது எனக்கு தோன்றிய ஒரு விஷயம், அந்த பறவை கால்கள் அடிபட்டு கிடந்த பறவைக்கு அவர் கை தூக்கி உதவியதால் அவர் கரங்களில் பறவை மனிதன் என்ற விருதை பெற ஒரு பறவையே காரணமாக இருந்திருக்கிறது. இதுவரையில் அவருக்கு பல விருதுகள் வழங்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. அயல் நாட்டினவரால், அந்நிய மாநிலத்தரால் இதுவரையில் 74 விருதுகளை அவர் பெற்றிருக்கிறார். நமது கல்லூரி துவங்கியும் 74 ஆண்டுகள் நிறைவேறி 75ஆம் ஆண்டில் அடியெடுக்கும் இந்த வேளையிலே 75வது விருதை நமது கல்லூரியில் அவர் பெற இருப்பது மிகவும் சால சிறந்தது. அவருடைய துணைவியாரை பற்றி கூற வேண்டும். அவருக்கு 11 அண்ணன்கள், 2 அக்காக்கள். இப்பொழுது ஒரே ஒரு அக்கா மட்டும்தான் அவரோடு இருக்கிறார்கள். மற்றவர்கள் எல்லாருமே இயற்கை எழுதியிருக்கிறார்கள், அவருடைய மனைவி உட்பட. அவருடைய மனைவி வள்ளித்தாய் இவருடைய இந்த பறவை பராமரிப்பிற்காக பெரிதும் உதவியவர். பறவைகளை பராமரிப்பதற்காகவும் அவற்றுக்கு உணவு வழங்குவதற்காகவுமே தன்னுடைய நகைகளை விற்று கூட அவர் கொடுத்திருக்கிறார். பின்னாளில் இந்த பறவை பராமரிப்பின் போது பறவை காய்ச்சல் ஏற்பட்டு அவர் மரித்த போதிலும் இந்த ஒரு சம்பவத்தால் தன்னுடைய உதவுகின்ற மனம் என்றைக்குமே அந்த ஒரு சம்பவத்தினால் நின்று போகாமல் தொடர்ந்து அவர் இந்த பணியில் ஈடுபட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார். இருபத்தி 7 குறும்படங்கள், இதுவரையில் அவர் 27 குறும்படங்களில் நடித்தும் இருக்கிறார். அந்த குறும்படங்களை எடுப்பதற்காக பெயர் உதவியும் செய்திருக்கின்றார். அந்த 77 விருதுகளில் குறிப்பிடத்தக்க விருதுகள் சவுத் ஆப்பிரிக்கா கவர்மெண்டால் அவருக்கு வழங்கப்பட்ட விருது மற்றும் அவருக்கு 3வது ரெக்கை மனிதன் என்ற விருதும் வழங்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. மறைந்த திரு அப்துல் கலாம் அவர்களின் கரங்களால் அவர் விருதுகள் வாங்கியிருக்கிறார். இத்தனை விருதுகளுக்கும் சொந்தக்காரரான அவருக்கு நம்முடைய இந்திய அரசின் உயரிய விருதான பத்மஸ்ரீ விருதுக்காக பரிந்துரைக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. கூடிய விரைவில் அதுவும் அவருக்கு கிடைக்க நாம் வாழ்த்துகிறோம். ஸோ இந்த உயரிய மனிதருக்கு இந்த MCJ அவார்டு தருவது சால சிறந்தது என்று அனைவரும் அறிவோம். அந்த விருதினை பெறுவதற்காக அரங்கம் நிறைந்த கரகோஷத்துடன் அவரை நாம் அன்புடன் வரவேற்போம். திரு பால்பாண்டியன் அவர்களை ஒரு சில வார்த்தைகள் பேசுவதற்காக நாம் மிகவும் அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றோம்.
எல்லோருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். இங்கே நிறைய வீட்டிருக்கின்ற அனைவருக்கும் முதற்கண் வணக்கம். என் பேர் பால்பாண்டியன். நான் சிறிய கிராமத்தில் பிறந்தவன். இது வரைக்கும் 75 அவார்டு. இந்த அவார்டோட இன்றைக்கி சொன்னது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். 74 அவார்டு வாங்கி 75வது வருஷத்தில் இங்கே அவார்டு வாங்குறேன்னா மிகுந்த சந்தோஷம். எனக்கு பறவை மனிதன், சிறகுகள் முளைத்த மனிதன், பூ உலகின் நண்பன், 3வது ரெக்கை மனிதன், பறவைகளின் நண்பன், செம்பக மனிதன், மண்ணின் மைந்தன், பராபகாரி, மனித நேயம், இங்கிலாந்து இளவரசர் பிரின்ஸ் சார்லஸ் அவார்டு வாங்கினேன், மேனகாந்தி அவார்டு வாங்கினேன், அப்துல் கலாம் அகாடமி விருது வாங்கினேன். இயற்கை விஞ்ஞானிக்கிட்ட நம்மாழ்வார் தான் எனக்கு சிறகுகள் முளைத்த மனிதன் அவர் கொடுத்தாரு. இந்த எத்தனையோ ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு பிறகு எத்தனையோ அவார்டு வாங்கியிருக்கிறேன். ஆனால் இந்த அவார்டு வந்து எல்லா அவார்ட்லேயும் உயர்ந்த அவார்டாக நான் நினைத்து கருதுகிறேன். ஒரு 75வது அவார்டு, 75வது ஆண்டு, 2 மாதிரி ஈக்குவல். மிகுந்த சந்தோஷம். அந்த அவார்டு கிடைச்சதில் என் வாழ்க்கையில் உயிர் உள்ள வரைக்கும் மறக்க முடியாத ஒரு அவார்டாக நான் கருதுகிறேன். நான் 17 படம் நடிச்சிருக்கிறேன். த பேட்மேன், பால்பாண்டியா பார் லைஃப் பேட், ஃபவுண்டிங் வீட் பேட்ஸ், அழியாமல் காவல் செய்து, 4வது பூக்காலம், ராஜபட்சியின் அச்சன், என் ஒய்ஃபோட வள்ளித்தாய் 23 அவார்டு வாங்கிச்சு. அதில் தான் சிறந்த பாடகர், சிறந்த குறும்பட ஆக்டர்னு சாதனை விருது அந்த படத்தில் கிடச்சிது. நான் பறவைகள் பற்றி பாடுவேன், மரத்தை பற்றி பாடுவேன், நிறைய பாடுவேன். ஆனால் உங்களுக்காக என் கூந்தகுளம் மக்களையும் கூந்தகுளம் பறவைகளையும் எண்ணெய் வச்சு ஒரு சிறிய பாட்டு ஒன்று பாடுறேன். அந்த பாட்டை கேளுங்க. எங்கள் ஊர் ஒரு சின்ன கிராமம், திருநெல்வேலி பெரிய சிட்டி. அந்த கூந்தகுளம் கிராமத்தை தூக்கி அப்படியே திருநெல்வேலி சிட்டிக்கு பக்கத்தில் உட்கார வச்சுட்டேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த பாட்டு முக்கியமாக இந்த பறவையுடைய பேர் வச்சு பாடின பாட்டு. திருநெல்வேலி பக்கத்திலே கூந்தகுளம் ஊர் இருக்கு, திருநெல்வேலி பக்கத்திலே கூந்தகுளம் ஊர் இருக்கு, குடிவரும் பறவைகளை கண்டிடுவீர், இங்கு ஒற்றுமையாய் ஒன்று கூடி வாழ்ந்திடுமே, இங்கு ஒற்றுமையாய் ஒன்று கூடி வாழ்ந்திடுமே, கூடக்கடை இனமும் உண்டு கூடி வாழும் பறவை இனம், முள்ளெடுத்து கூடு கட்டித்தான் முட்டையிட்டு அதை அடைகாத்து குஞ்சு பொறித்து வளர்த்திடுமே, கூந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவீர் நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர், நரகின நன்கு உண்டு நாங்கள் வணங்கும் தெய்வம் உண்டு, மரத்தில கூடு கட்டித்தான் முட்டையிட்டு அதை அடைகாத்து குஞ்சு பொறித்து வளர்த்திடுமே, ரெக்கையை கூடை போல விரித்து தானே நிழல் கொடுக்கும் காட்சி தானே கண்டிடுவீர், கூந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவீர் நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர், கோவை முக்கு நரையும் உண்டு கோவை பழம் போல் மூக்கும் உண்டு, மண்ணிலே கூடு கட்டித்தான் முட்டையிட்டு அதை அடைகாத்து குஞ்சு பொறித்து வளர்த்திடுமே, கூந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவீர் நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர், பாம்பு போன்ற பறவை இனம் பாம்பு தார இனமும் உண்டு, மீன் பிடிக்கும் காட்சி இதனை கண்டிடுவீர், கூந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவீர் நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர், நீர்காகம் இனமும் உண்டு நீந்தி செல்லும் பறவை இனம், ஒன்று கோடி வாழ்கிறது பார் இங்குதானே, கூந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவீர் நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர், தை மாதம் பிறந்து விட்டால் தம்பட்டமும் அடிக்க மாட்டோம், மேளத்தையும் தட்ட மாட்டான், ஒளிபெருக்கையும் எழுப்ப மாட்டான். குந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவி நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர். கூட்டிலிருந்து தவறி விழும் குஞ்சுகளையும் அது எடுக்க வளர்ப்பதற்கு இருக்கின்றன என் மனைவிய வல்லித்தான். குந்தங்குளத்திற்கு வருவி நீங்கள் கோடி நன்மை பெறுவீர். வந்தவரை வரவேற்க பால்பாண்டியன நான் இருக்க அன்பு வணக்கம் சொல்லி என் பாட்டை நான் முடிக்க. வணக்கம். கொஞ்சம் குரல் தெரியல. எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு அருமையான இந்த பாட்டு கேட்டுட்டீங்கள. இந்த ஆசைப்பட்ட எல்லாத்தையும் காசு இருந்தால் வாங்கலாம், அம்மாவை வாங்க முடியுமா? இந்த பாட்டு எழுதுனே நான் தான். யூடியூப்பில் வள்ளித்தாய்னு போடுங்க, என் ஒய்ஃபு படம் வரும். அந்த படத்தில் அந்த பாட்டு நான் பாடினேன். அதுக்கு பிறகு தான் எஸ்ஏ சூர்யாவுக்கு வியாபாரி படத்தில் இந்த பாட்டை கொடுத்தேன். நான் நிறைய பாடிருக்கேன். எனக்கு என்ன இன்னும் இன்றைக்கி குரல் சரியில்லை. நீங்கள் பார்த்ததில் உங்கள் சந்திப்பில் எல்லாருக்கும் மனவான வணக்கத்தை தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். என் வாழ்க்கையில் மறக்க முடியாத ஒரு சம்பவம் இந்த சம்பவம். எல்லோரும் வணக்கம்.
ஐயா, இன்றைய தலைமுறையினர் ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவை நோக்கி சென்று கொண்டிருக்கும் இந்த வேளையிலே இன்றளவும் நீங்கள் இயற்கையோடு இயற்கையாக இணைந்திருப்பது மட்டுமன்றி உங்களுடைய வார்த்தைகளை ஒரு இசை வடிவிலே எங்களுக்கு கொடுத்ததற்காக மிகுந்த நன்றி. உங்கள் சேவை மென்மேலும் தொடர மனதார வாழ்த்துகிறோம். நன்றி.
Thank you, sir, for your heartfelt words. Your dedication to the cause is truly admirable and motivating. I request Dr. R. Nataraj and Mr. K. A. Matthew to give the citation to Mr. Balpandian, and our Finance Director, Mr. K. John Sakaria, to give the cash check of 1 lakh to Mr. Balpandian. I now request Mr. Jeswin John Bose, Assistant Professor and Program Head, MSW Disability and Empowerment, to brief us about Tuvakam and introduce Mr. Dinesh Babu.
Dignitaries on dais, off dais, guests, faculty members and students. It is indeed an immense pride and honor to introduce Tuvakam Welfare Association, especially the founder, Mr. Krishna Kumar, being a student of MSW Shift 2 and a student whom I taught in this very same college. So that is one thing. And Tuvakam as an organization has emerged as a beacon of hope, responsibility and transformative social action. The organization was founded in 2014 by a group of socially conscious young individuals. Tuvakam, meaning beginning in Tamil, was born from a simple but yet powerful belief that meaningful change begins with individual commitment and collective action. What started as a student-led initiative has grown into a vibrant movement dedicated to building a just, inclusive, and environmentally sustainable society. Today, Tuvakam has scaled up its people-centric, scientific-based solutions across to 8 states in India with a strong support of 50,000 plus volunteers in partnership with government and corporate social responsibility. At the heart of Thuvakam's work lies a deep commitment to environmental stewardship through sustained community engagement, innovative green initiatives, and people-centered environmental campaigns. The organization has consistently demonstrated that ecological responsibility must be both participatory and practical. Its initiatives promote tree plantation, native afforestation, urban green restoration, and environmental awareness among citizens of all age groups. By encouraging communities not only to plant saplings, but to nurture and sustain them, Thuvakam fosters long-term environmental ownership and accountability. Beyond environmental action, Thuvakam as an organization integrates its ecological vision with broader goals of education, social awareness, and community empowerment. This holistic approach ensures that sustainability is not treated as an isolated objective, but as an essential foundation for human well-being and equitable development. The impacts of Thuvakam is threefold. First being environmental, second is social, and third is economic. To highlight a few of their impact, they have planted nearly about 3 lakh plus native trees, regenerated 22 water bodies, created 32.6 crore liters of water storage, increased green cover by 1,770 plus tons. And by transforming, all this has been happening by transforming degraded lands into thriving urban forests and creating blue zones. Beyond this, Thuvakam has also directly impacted 1,600 plus rural beneficiaries. 785 communities have directly benefited through community-based environmental conservation interventions. 227 hectares of land has been brought under sustainable practices, including water conservation, soil restoration, and climate-resilient agriculture. 692 hectares of degraded land has been restored and regenerated, enhancing ecological balance, groundwater recharge, and long-term livelihood security. This initiative has created sustainable environmental and livelihood impact. Almost 830 plus farming families have benefited, especially in terms of areas where they are vulnerable to climate changes. On the social aspect, in terms of education, Thuvakam has impacted by reaching out to 21 government schools to about 15,000 students through smart school programs, WASH initiatives, RO and solar installations, libraries, scholarship, and its flagship program, the learning program called Karka Kasadara. They have received numerous awards over more than a decade of their work. I would like to cite only a few. The recent being the Tamil Nadu Green Champion Award, awarded by the District Collector of Ramanathapuram District. The CSR Award of 2022, awarded by the Madras Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Dr. Abdul Kalam Social Activist Award, received from the World Youth Federation. And the Young Changemaker Award of the Year for 2019 from the United Nations, India. The MCJ Humanitarian Service Award 2025 in the area of environment is being conferred today is a testament to Thuvakam's unwavering dedication, grassroots mobilization, and measurable ecological impact. It recognizes not only the trees planted or spaces restored, but the conscious awakening, the communities inspired, and the culture of sustainability nurtured through its efforts. as we honor Tuvakam today, we celebrate more than an organization. We celebrate a movement that reminds us that every meaningful transformation begins with a courageous first step. True to its name, Tuvakam continues to mark a new beginning for our environment and our society. We congratulate the entire team, Mr. Krishna Kumar, and also today especially Mr. Karthik Shiva and Mr. Dinesh Babu, the secretary and the joint secretary present here, for all their efforts in terms of environment conservation. And may your journey of service and sustainability continue and continue to inspire many more beginnings. And now we request the representatives from Tuvakam, Mr. Dinesh Babu, the secretary, and Mr. Karthik Shiva, the joint secretary, to receive the award. Maybe say a few words and then maybe.
Thank you, sir. So, yeah, as sir said, so we started an NGO in 2014. So, in the beach, a group of people sit and talk, and yeah, as Arun said, why this is happening, we stepped. So, if we need some change, we have to do that. So, as Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see. That was our motto, and towards that, we started working on it. So, we started on a volunteer-based organization, and we get to know as a social work, there is some specific studies. And yeah, as Sir said, our founder is an alumni of this organization. He passed out from 2019. So after that, we changed it to the entrepreneurship model. Now,
Arun Krishnamurthy, who probably, I would say, I think my brain is still agitated, and I'm sure all of your brains, or the whole cognitive process is under, working hard to, digest what he said, and then definitely I think you youngsters should take it up as a mission to see what best you can do, because I think all that he spoke was from his heart. So it is for you to connect with him. Of course, MSSW is already in connect with him, and more of you should be getting to know what he's doing and how best we can support the cause. It's all for our own sake. It's all for your sake. So please see that we should take it up. When it comes to, of course, there are people not only in this auditorium. We have about a lot of students in the K.N. George auditorium. I'm also happy that the press is with us. We have streamlining it on YouTube. So we have a lot of people witnessing whatever these speakers spoke, and especially when it comes to the awardees, it was very easy to decide because we have heard what all they did, what they have done. So I don't have to talk about it. It was very easy for the committee to decide who the winner of this award would be, because the magnitude of the work that they have done and the hearts that they have touched for the cause of environment needs no emphasis. So it was easy for us to sort out who the awardee is, and Tuvakam won the award. So I'm happy, congratulating Tuvakam for, of course, it's one thing that I'm very happy and proud, and it is an example to be set for all of you, because the founder of Tuvakam is our own alumni, and it is for you all to take forward whatever such NGOs do. You should also be part of such NGOs or initiate such NGOs for yourself, so that the place that we live is a better place that we leave behind. Of course, this Birdman, we thought of an organization and Tuvakam was selected. We thought of an individual, and that's how this Birdman is here with us today. It was very easy to connect and contact him, because the minute we were trying to look for whom to give for an individual, because he did not apply for this award, but just like you heard, 75 awards is not something that's just given away to a person. So if he has won 75 awards, this is the 75th award, it is only that we are taking pride in, again, honoring a person who has contributed so much to the environment. So thank you, Bal Pandian. I think when I spoke to him, his voice sounded so humble, so, so it was very touching to talk to him, and I'm happy that he's with us today. It is also very nice that all of you, usually there will be some buzzing sound and things like that, but absolute pin drop silence, because Arun Krishnamurthy did a thing that, to repeat, he ignited our brains or ignited our minds. So that's how there was absolute pin drop silence. And I'm sure it's all sinking into you as to how we can have a better future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As we near the conclusion of today's proceedings, I invite Mr. K.B. Inian, Assistant Professor and Program Head, Department of Social Work, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Greetings to the respected dignitaries on the stage, faculty members, staff, participants, and friends from media, and dear students. As we come close to this enriching MCJ endowment lecture, on behalf of Madras School of Social Work, I am delighted to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, founder of Environmentalist Foundation of India. Sir, your inspiring words, your deep environmental commitment, and the relentless work have truly elevated the spirit of this ceremony. You have reminded us that responsible action today shapes a sustainable tomorrow, which is a message which resonates deeply with the values we uphold at MSSW. Thank you, sir. I extend my warm congratulations and sincere thanks to our distinguished awardees, Mr. Bal Pandian, fondly known as Birdman of Kudangulam, and Mr. Krishna Kumar and team of Thokam NGO. Your journeys reflect perseverance, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the environment and the community. May this recognition further strengthen your resolve to continue your remarkable contributions. Our respectful gratitude to our esteemed management leadership team, Mr. K. Matthew IAS retired, President MSSW, Dr. R. Natraj, IPS retired, Secretary MSSW, Mr. Muthukumar Thanu, Vice President MSSW, Mr. John Zakaria, Treasurer MSSW, for the visionary leadership and fostering a culture that celebrates excellence and meaningful social impact. Thank you, sirs. My sincere thanks to Dr. S. Raja Sambal, Principal MSSW, and Dr. R. Subhashini, Dean MSSW, for your constant mentorship, encouragement, and support in making this event a grand success. I also extend my appreciation to all the heads of the departments, program heads, faculty members, and administrative staff for your cooperation and dedicated efforts. A special word of appreciation to the overall coordination committee and the various committees that work tirelessly behind the scenes, from stage seating arrangements, award preparation, communication invitations, refreshments, discipline, accounts department, administrative support, housekeeping and security, and the technical team which ensured smooth live streaming for our students in the 4th floor, and of course our energetic student volunteers. Your coordination and cooperation ensured that everything unfolded seamlessly. Finally, my heartfelt thanks to all our students for your attentive listening and enthusiastic participation. I am confident that the wisdom shared today will continue to inspire you in your academic and professional journey. With gratitude in our hearts and inspiration in our minds, let us carry forward the enduring legacy of Madam Mary CLUBWALA JADHAV. Thank you all. Have a great day.
I request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे
On behalf of the Madras School of Social Work, we extend our sincere gratitude to all the dignitaries, guests, faculty members, awardees and participants for being part of this meaningful occasion. Have a pleasant afternoon. The refreshment for faculty is arranged outside TAG Auditorium, and for the students it is arranged near the Wisdom Tree.